Hey peeps, welcome to another video. Today it is part one of the Butterick 5951 sew along, and I'll be showing you how to find out what size you need to trace, tracing your pattern, altering your pattern and cutting out the fabric. So let's get started. For this sew along you will need your pattern, fabric, matching thread, matching zip. If you want to follow along with me, you'll need a 24-inch or longer zipper. Don't use a 22-inch zip like I did, you will regret it. Matching bias binding, pins, paper scissors, fabric scissors, marking tool of choice. I like the friction pens and also the Prim mechanical chalk pencil. French curve, a straight ruler is also handy. You'll also need some 1/4 inch elastic, pattern making paper, an iron, ironing board and sewing machine, all of which are too large to fit onto this surface. The very first thing you want to do is iron your pattern pieces nice and flat so you can get an accurate trace. The next thing that I like to do is work out which pattern pieces I need to be tracing. So I like the bodice for A and I like the bodice for B and C. I like the sleeves for B and I like the skirt for C. So I don't need to trace the straight sleeves and I don't need to trace the straighter skirt. I don't think the straighter skirt would fit me even at the largest size looking at the finished garment measurements on the pattern tissue anyway. So I'm going to go with this skirt, and it's more likely that I will wear this skirt than this one. As you guys know, I don't really feel comfortable in straighter skirts. So I need to trace bodice piece number 1, which is bodice front A, bodice back, which is number 2, number 3, bodice front for B and C, number 4, the sleeve for B, number 5, the guide for the elastic for sleeve B. Then I can ignore 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and I'll need skirt front C and skirt back C, which is 11 and 12. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11 and 12. So they are the pieces that I need to trace. Now we need to work out what size I need to trace. So going by the pattern envelope, I would need a size 16 for the bust. I'd need between a 12 and a 14 for the waist, and I would need a size 20 for the hips. So I'm going to have a look. This is the measurements that the pattern envelope gives. I'm going to go by the finished garment measurements on the tissue paper. So the bust and the waist measurements are printed on both pieces 1 and 3. For the size 16 is a 38-inch bust, and the size 16 finished garment measurement is 41 inches. That is 3 inches of wearing ease, which is quite a lot for this style. I'm going to go down to the size 14, which has a finished garment measurement of 39. On the envelope, the size 14 has a 36-inch bust, and the finished garment measurement for that is 39 inches, which is going to fit me well and give me an inch of wearing ease. So I'm going for a 14 for the bust. Now the waist, my waist at the moment is fluctuating quite a lot. On the pattern envelope, my waist is fluctuating from between 26 inches to 28 inches, which would mean that I need either the 12 or the 14 according to the envelope. So let's go with 28 inches, which is the size 14, and 28 inches gives you a finished garment measurement of 30 inches, which is 2 inches of wearing ease, which is actually slightly more reasonable, but again, I prefer my dresses to be more fitted than that. The size 12 has a 28.5 finished garment measurement, and the size 12 on the envelope is 26 inches. So I'm going to go for a 12 at the waist. And because I'm going for the fuller skirt, I'm going to just trace the 12 for the hips as well. The finished garment measurements for the straighter skirt are on pattern piece number 7. The size 16 hips are for a 40 inch, and that's a 43.5 inch finished measurement. My hips are 44 inches. There would be negative ease on that, which would not work for a woven dress. I would not be able to zip it up. So, and I have the pattern bundle that goes from the size 8 to the 16. So I am going to trace these pattern pieces at these sizes, and once I've traced a piece off, I will cross through it so that I don't miss any pieces off. Again, ask me how I know. And I am going to make sure that I transfer over all of the markings, so the notches, the darts, the apex, any little registration points, gathering points that are going to help me to finish and put this dress together well. So I'm going to get all of that traced out, and then we can get to altering the pattern. Okay, so I've traced out all of my pattern pieces, and I'm going to need to add length to the bodice. It's a standard adjustment that I make to pretty much every single pattern that I have ever made. So these do not have lengthen and shorten lines on them, which really bugs me, really bugs me, but I've had success in the past with making it up as I go along. So I have picked a point on all of my pattern pieces. So we've got bodice A, bodice B and C, and then the bodice back. So I've picked a point which is just underneath the double notches on the side seam, because that is going to line up the same point on every single pattern piece. I've drawn a line which is perpendicular through the grain lines. So we've got the cut on the fold line here. I have made sure that I have a straight edge through there, and then I have drawn a line from the underneath of my double notches on the side, and I've done that, as you can see, for all three pattern pieces. It does go completely through my back dart here, and it goes through the top of the two darts that I have here, which I am going to address once I've added the length. So you guys, if you've seen any of my sew alongs before, you have seen me add length to a pattern, but I will show you how I do it. So I have a scrap piece of paper here. I need to add 1 inch of length. This has just become one of those standard alterations that I do to every single pattern now. I think the only thing that I haven't had to do it to recently was the Jennifer Lauren Gable t-shirt, because that was long already and the waist was in the perfect place for me, which was great. So I've drawn an open-ended rectangle there, which is, the two lines are 1 inch apart. The next thing that I'm going to do, and I'll do it to one of the front bodice pieces so I can show you how I'm going to deal with this dart and slash line and everything. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut through my lengthen and shorten line. As I say, this is an experiment. This is an arbitrary line that I have just decided to place, having had success with this kind of placement before. So I'm going to cut through this line all the way through, and we need to stick the bottom edge of the pattern piece, we need to stick that cut edge to the bottom of our rectangle that we drew, our 1 inch rectangle. Make sure everything is lining up. I should have mentioned that I have made sure that I do have a perpendicular line running through the pattern piece. In this case, it is my cut on the fold line. So I'm going to continue that line up through the lengthen and shorten box, which will allow me to match up the cut edge of the top part of the pattern. I'm going to stick that into place. The next thing we need to do is true up our side seams, or our centre front and our side seams. So that one was fairly easy. This one has got a little bit of a jog in it. As you can see here, this, if we just come straight down, we're going to be cutting off just a tiny, like 1/8 of an inch sliver from there, and I'm happy with that. Now the other thing that I want to do here is work out or replace the rest of this dart so that I don't want to make the dart that long, I don't think, or do I? They have done the dart so it's that far away from the bust line, so yeah, I think okay. Okay, so the slash line that I've cut off is another 1.5 inches. So let's continue that slash line to there. These are very curvy darts. That one's curved that way. Okay, so again, I am literally making this up as I go along. I want to cut up to here. This is my new slash line. And that's my new sort of dart, so I'm going to put the markings in there. And yeah, I'm going to give that a go. I have no idea if this is going to work. You'll be watching the rest of this, you'll be able to tell if this has worked or not, because I shall have let you know. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm going to give that a go, willing to try that. So I need to cut this out and then repeat the same process for the other two pattern pieces. So I have cut out both styles of bodice neckline because I do like both of them, and I can see myself making both of them at some point. I think I'm going to like this dress. So I'm just going to cut away a little bit of this excess there. So we've got a new slash line. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I've added 1 inch of length, and I'm going to put that one to the side, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the other two bodice pieces. If you have any questions at all, please let me know in the comment section down below and I'll do my best to answer them for you. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye!